welcome to my garden and the dinosaurs who live there. It's Saturday the 4th of May. It's a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, so we've got a 3-day weekend instead of a 2-day weekend, which is fantastic. And I'm making the most of that by doing as much as possible as I can in the garden. And the great news is that there's no frost anywhere to be seen on the weather forecast for the next 2 weeks. I think, fingers crossed, we're there where the weather is concerned. I'm not saying it's roasting hot, but it's actually not too bad. I think we're 15 or 16 today, and it's going to get down to about 7ish tonight, I think, and it's going to get even warmer through the coming week or two. So it's all guns blazing here this weekend. I've got loads to do in the garden over the coming days, so I thought I would take you along with me. So I've got these Brussels sprouts. They're Evesham Special. Is that what they're called? Evesham Special. And they're still little, but I feel that I want to move them on out of these cells. Although they are large cells, I'm going to put them into slightly larger pots and let them grow on a bit more before I plant them out, because I feel they are just a little bit dinky yet. So I'll get that done. No, don't be coming up to eat it. You've already had some. You little menaces. Could be done with them being a bit damper, but never mind. Just I've got a mix of multi-purpose compost and vermiculite, and I've got some random pots. Oh, I bought a herb out of that one time, and we'll get them in. So let's see, actually. They're a bit dry, so they might fall to bits when I bring them out. You can see, not bad roots, they're sort of not root bound, but that's great. I've got them in time. So I'll just pop it in here. There we go. That's good. And I'll maybe leave it in here for another, I don't know, until they get big enough, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. That might, if the weather continues, that might see them big enough to get planted out. I'll leave space for them, not in a tremendous rush with them. Oh, that one's broken. So here I am looking underneath the swing seat, and there's this green pot that's at a jointy angle, and that pot is actually sitting over a tree stump, and I thought that would be enough to not have anything sprouting from the tree stump, but it's sprouting and pushing the pot up. So let's see. Yes. So what I'm going to do is just cut all this back. I think it's elder, I can't remember. Cut it all back and put the pot back on. Whatever it is, it has a rotten smell when you cut it. I don't really like it. So, here. Mind you, it's not really a hardship doing this every so often. We'll see how frequently in the summer I have to do it though. Right. There we go. That's better. So this is one of the strawberry beds, and I've been protecting the strawberry plants from the chickens using this netting. It's not going to prevent any insects coming through. but it just keeps the chickens from jumping onto the bed and scratching. But the strawberry plants have grown quite tall now, and the netting is too low down. So what I want to do now is just replace the existing bamboo canes with slightly taller ones, so that I can raise up the netting, and the strawberry plants will have space underneath. I don't know whether this netting will be big enough, but we'll see. I've got other netting if this isn't. Okay, that was a bit of a faff, but I've managed to get the existing net to fit, and it's given the strawberry plants a bit more space. I don't think I'll need to raise it anymore, but we'll play that one by ear. So I was at the supermarket the other day and saw these. In fact, I don't normally go to this supermarket, Asda, but it was next to the railway station and I needed to jump in for something after I got off the train. So I ended up there, and they've got a fantastic array of plants. And I could not walk away without getting these. These are foxgloves. They were £6 each, and look at the size of them. They're really quite big. I don't generally have foxgloves in the garden because I've got the chickens, and of course I wouldn't want them to eat the foxgloves. However, I'm going to put them in the dome bed, which is a bed that has got some protection, and the chickens should not jump in there. So they should be safe from the chickens, and the chickens should be safe from them. So if I just turn around, it's going to be a bit controversial because I'm going to have to rummage about in among these lovely tulips and daffodils, but I should be able to get a couple of spots towards the middle, and I can get the foxgloves in there. I'm also going to be putting some gladioli bulbs in this bed. I might do that next actually, so that when the spring bulbs die down, the summer ones will come into their own. So yeah, let's have a bash at that. Okay, so I maybe got half of the gladioli bulbs in, and I've got the 2 foxgloves. So hopefully we'll get a continuation of colour once the spring bulbs die down. And I will put other flowers into this bed as and when they are ready. I've actually ordered some a variety of annual plug plants, a sort of bulk order, so hopefully some of them will go in here, and I'm hoping for a sort of cottagey garden feel here and down the long side of the garden as well. We shall see. Hello. That's Dotty, looking for trouble. These are Gardener's Delight tomatoes. We're a bit late with these ones. I've got other tomatoes on the go. Bit late with these ones because this was actually a sample subscription box that I was sent by a company called Pot Gang. And I'll put a link at the end of this video to the Pot Gang video, but you can see this is a little lady representing Gardener's Delight. Also, we've got a guy over here that represents the chilies, but I mean, they're just too small. There's no way I'm going to get anything from them, so I'm going to ignore those. But, and that's no fault of Pot Gangs, by the way. It was just I got a sample, as I say, box through for March, but I didn't actually open it and do stuff with it until beginning of April. So, I've got some Gardener's Delight tomatoes though, so I'm going to transplant the best of these into pots. And I've got little ones as well. And if I got 4 Gardener's Delight, I'd be happy. I'll maybe try and get 6, pot on 6, just to give myself a couple of spares. And these will, most of them certainly will be growing outside. I might get 1 into the polytunnel. I'll need to be, I've not counted up how many I'm getting in there yet, because I'm going to have some cucumbers in there also. So anyway, let me get these on the go, and yeah, that'll be another job ticked off the list. Now I'm using multi-purpose compost and some vermiculite mixed in. The vermiculite, of course, just adds a little bit of looseness to the soil, helps drainage, also helps with water retention as well. So I use vermiculite all the time, all the time. Right, so let's maybe use these guys. They're a wee bit big, but should be fine. Now, I think I might just take out the whole thing. There we go. That's fine. I will plonk it in here and top up so that I cover as much of the stem as I can as well, so that we get them nice and strong. And just get rid of that first leaf. There we go. These will get good water, and then we'll go back into the house under the grow lights for a while. So in the end, I planted on 9 of them. That's an awful lot of tomatoes, considering I've got other tomatoes as well. These are a bit behind those other tomatoes, so maybe it'll give me a slight succession, even if these don't get as much growing season. Anyway, I'm sure I will use the tomatoes, and the garden is big enough that I should be able to find places to put these, even if I'm just sort of putting one in a pot here, one in a pot there. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that. So that is 9 Gardener's Delight tomato seedlings. I just brought these beans out of the polytunnel up to the chicken run, where I have more success protecting them against mice. I'm annoyed. This has had a propagator lid on every evening, and these dwarf safari beans have definitely been nibbled. Now, I'm assuming it's a mouse. Might not be, it might be slugs, but I can't see anything that resembles slug trails. So very, 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 very annoyed. Looks like there might be a few that will survive. However, the middle beans, these are Hesta, these are dwarf runner beans. And these are looking great. In fact, the roots are coming out the bottom of the root trainer here. So I might have to pot them on, or pot them out, even plant them out if I'm feeling brave. And then we've got Pongo, and Pongo, most of them, certainly the ones in this first row here, third row here, look okay. Second row, got a couple, and at the back there we've got a couple, so I don't know whether that's been germination or whether something has eaten. I think that looks as if it's, oh yeah, there's something else coming up there. Maybe it's just some of them are slower to germinate than others. So, Pongo beans, I'm desperate to get growing, because I was kindly gifted these by Bill and Val, from Bill and Val's allotments. And I've been wanting to grow Pongo for ages. So hopefully we'll be able to nurse these along. As I say, the Hesta look fine and dandy, and my little dwarf safari beans, Growl, have been nibbled. Yay, that's one of my blue tit pairs. Mrs. Blue Tit's sitting on the nest, Mr. Blue Tit's coming in and feeding. So I hope that they are able to hatch and fledge some lovely little blue tits. Here's my first early potatoes, went in 23rd of March. And is it 23rd of March? Let's just see. Yeah, 23rd of March. These are Caledonian Pearl. And Caledonian Pearl, quite a lot of them. Down to here. So, yes, they're looking fantastic. Then secondarily, Charlotte. These went in, I think just the, oh, everything's rubbing off. 6th of April. 6th of April. They're coming up as well. Yay. Picasso main crop. They went in 6th of April. And yes, some of them are making an appearance. And then the last lot went in a week or so later, a week or two later. And these are pink for apple. Nothing showing at the moment. But yeah, I don't imagine I'm going to be short of potatoes. There you can see. How many tubs are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19 or 20 pots. Excellent. And then I've still got my potatoes for the single seed potato challenge. They're not in their final pots yet. Excellent. Down here, I've got another couple of containers. These are Zebrun shallots, looking absolutely garbage. But I put them out anyway. 23rd of January, I sowed these. And this is now the 5th of May, and look at them. Yeah, rubbish. I'll give them a chance, but I might get bored and use that for something else. Turnips have picked up though. These were looking a little bit dire in the cell trays, but now that I've planted them on, they're looking okay. This is a combination of snowball and purple top, I believe, but I don't know whether I've actually got that combination now that I've pricked them out. We shall see. But they're looking a bit healthier. And excitement. Parsnips are up. White gem. Fantastic. You can see, I think, that I put them in little groups. Oops, there's my finger. Little groups around the edge and then in the middle. And I will maybe take out 1 or 2 at each station. I'll maybe take out 1, so that I've got 2 each station basically. I'm quite happy. I don't need huge parsnips. But this pot provided some fantastic parsnips last year and I did the same then. So we shall see. Righty tighty, this is one of the brassica beds, and what we've got here are 2 rows of marathon broccoli and 1 row of a cabbage called Wong Bok. Over here we've actually got the tail end of my exhibition onions as well. Most of them are in another bed, but I just popped some in here. I'll open this bed up in a tick and show you. Now, something got into the bed yesterday, or overnight the day before yesterday, and the plant labels had moved. And there was a little bit of nibbling, but it certainly wasn't, it wasn't like slug type nibbling. And it didn't look as if something was eating them. It genuinely looked like something had a try at the different things rather than, oh, I'm going to eat them all. So I don't know whether it was a squirrel or a rodent of some description. But there aren't any holes that make me think there's rats or whatever. So I sort of sealed up the meshes, better. And in fact, you can see I've not replaced that label there. That's the onion label. Anyway, I don't know what it was, but they're looking okay. What I'm going to do is put in a row of cauliflower now to fill up the bed. And I'm going to have to put in some slug traps just in case. This bed is usually okay because it gets some mint. There's actually mint in the corner there. There. Mint sort of tries to invade because there was quite a lot of mint around this area when I put this bed in, and the mint seems to be quite good at keeping things away. Although maybe I've done too good a job at getting rid of the mint, but we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to have to think about some sort of defence in here for slugs, I think. Although my other bed that I'll show you in a minute is worse. But in the meantime, I'll pop in some, maybe 3 of my cauliflowers and get them settled in. Right, I have prepared where I'm going to pop in the cauliflower. I put some extra compost in there and mixed in some chicken manure pellets. This is what I'm going to plant. Now these I bought as starts. It's actually a Romanesco cauliflower. I've got 3 sort of decent ones. The others are pretty teeny tiny and I don't know whether they'll survive or not, but I'll put 3 in anyway and see how we go. Just make sure they're nice and firm. So they don't wobble about. That's one thing they don't like. They are a little bit little, but yeah, want to start getting some things in. This one, well, we'll see. If we get some slugs, we get some slugs. What I do have actually is some mint I could pop in here. I've got a pot, a couple of pots actually. I'll pop in here, and that will maybe, the smell of it might help deter said beasties. Yeah, let's try that. Because I know that the mint that's growing here actually does deter. So what I've got 3 pots of mint, peppermint, spearmint, and I'll just pop them in here, and maybe it'll deter any rodenties and any slugs maybe. Yeah, let's try that. No scientific bearing, by the way, I'm just guessing. These plants were sent to me in error by a company that I ordered other herbs from, and I'm waiting for them to come back and tell me what they want me to do with them. So this is as good a place as any for them to sit about. Let's just do this. Obviously I'm not going to plant them, even if I do keep them. I'm not going to plant them because they would take over the bed, but they're in pots, so just the smell might deter things from, lovely smell, from coming in here and ransacking the joint, perhaps. Yeah, let's just do that just now, and I'll let you know how it goes. So this bed here was the strawberry bed last year. Slightly too shady for the strawberry bed. Doesn't get the sun as much as this bed here, which is now the strawberry bed. So I've got some lettuce growing underneath that cloche. The cloche is really just over it to protect the lettuce from the chickens. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to net this bed so that I can use it all as a sort of salad bed. So definitely lettuce, and I'll sow some more spring onions in here as well. I did sow some spring onions, but they didn't come up, so I'll try again. I've got a different variety. So yeah, let me get the net on first. I think the net's going to be big enough. I actually got this Alpine Reach. It comes netting and cable ties, although I used the cable ties for the attaching the chicken wire to the bamboo canes that I'm growing my peas up. But yeah, I'll try getting the net cut and onto this bed. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is put in some of these, they are spring onion, Katana F1. So I'm going to put a row over here. I did put a row of other spring onions that didn't come up. So I'm going to put another row of these in. And I'll put a row somewhere else as well. So I just watered this bed, so it's a bit Some of the lettuce is a little bit floppy. Right. Here. I've got my marigolds on because I've been through a couple of pairs of gloves already today because it was raining last night, so it's pretty wet. Right. Let's just drizzle this in. I'll give it another little water once everything else is done. So that is a row of spring onion. And just at the end, I'm going to pop in some lettuce. I've got a variety of lettuce kicking about. So this one's called Boricole Red Ruble. To be fair, it has been sitting in these cells for a while, so we'll see how how they go. So I'll just pop them in here. Quite often, if they're, as soon as they get out of the cells into better ground, they sort of grow well, but it might be that I've just stressed them out too much leaving them in here and they bolt, but I won't know unless I get them in. So there we go. Excellent. Just enough. Well, I could have fitted one more in, I guess. Right. I've got some more lettuce. I'm not sure what they are. This is lettuce 4 seasons. This may be the same. This has been sitting, needing put into a bed as well. So let's just add this into what we already have. I grow as much lettuce as I can because, as well as me eating it, the chickens love it and the quail love it. So I will keep putting it in and hopefully keep getting it out. Have I been a bit... Oh no, that's, of course that's the spring onions. Right. I might put the odd one in here as well. Ooh, watch my feet. I need to start some more off actually. Right, so I now have this space here. So I think I'll put another row of spring onions in, and then I've got some more lettuce to go in. So